Welcome back, you lads and ladies, to Cartoon Conversations, where we are constantly to talk about fantastic things that don't really have any weight in today's society. But it's okay because we make it fun! Here we have our Jordan Stein and our Ellie Match hosts. This is Jordan. He's fantastic. He's so cute. If I could reach out through the screen and pinch his cheeks, that would be awesome. Then I'd have superpowers. But regardless of that, our big question of the day today for our episode, which is it, 24? What's the name of the episode?
It's Panic in the Sky.
Panic in the Sky. We're going to see the ending to our major... Well, okay, we're almost there. This is...
Second to last episode of the Cadmus arc.
This is the big catastrophe, the giant fight that we're kind of leading into, where all the Ultramen have just been unveiled and are being fired at.
I can't remember.
Watchtower.
I'm realizing now, I can't remember the plot to season 3.
I do.
Like, at all.
I love the plot to season 3.
I'm sure it's great. I remember loving it.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is.
Well, let me give you a summary. The world is in danger, and superheroes save it. I bet you couldn't guess. So the main question of the day is, what makes Amanda Waller such a good villain? Or such a good character in general? Although we do want to talk about villain, because that's the role that she fulfills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go into our episode breakdown right now. We start with another last time on Justice League Unlimited. Which is kind of weird. We don't have last times in this show.
Yeah.
And I mean, you needed it for this episode, but it's still a little weird.
These past few episodes have all been filled with them.
Yeah. So, and then we go straight into our credits, which is a little disconcerting.
A little disconcerting.
No, it is. It's just good. I got kind of used to the rhythm of having a cold open, which sets up our plot, and now we're just right into it.
Right.
And I love it. I think this is the best episode of the show so far, but we're gonna go right into it. So we're gonna go right into Dr. Hamilton.
The way I see it is they're changing the intro now, where they aren't particularly showing anything that's going to happen throughout the episode. As for every single one that was beforehand, every single one of the every single one of the episodes in the series would show scenes from the episode that you were watching, the upcoming episode. Except now, because it's all plot and because it's all very important that you understand what each thing is, they're just going to show you really awesome scenes from the past, from other parts of the series. And I'm totally fine with that. I mean, it's still a fantastic intro, and it still, gets me so pumped to watch. Oh, I just go nuts.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, we're going on.
Adjust my volume.
Dr. Hamilton.
Yes.
Is with Galatea, and he's welding something onto her, which is just kind of like a cool thing you can do. I wouldn't have thought of it, but yeah, you can weld to a Kryptonian because they're so strong, it won't hurt them.
Right. Just welding into her. Yeah. Yo, I'm going to give you chainsaw arms. Are you okay with that? Yeah, you're okay with that.
Yeah, no, it's such a cool idea. I love it. So it's just a fantastic idea. He's welding it on, and he also explains to us that it's for the Ultramen. He's going to control them at the end of the last episode. We saw that they had an entire army of superheroes for her to control.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Hamilton explains all this that she's a clone of Supergirl who's been modified to be in peak physical health, blah, 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 blah. It's a good scene, but it's very much... I hope you've seen Fearful Symmetry.
Right.
So,
one of the things that actually I thought was a bit misleading in a way, because they really talked up the whole transmitter, saying that she was she would control all of the Ultramen.
Yeah.
So I had believed the Ultramen were going to start winning, but would then use that plot device as they would attack her. break the transmitter and have her lose all control. But if we find out in the end, the superheroes didn't need to do that anyway, and they ended up just beating...
No, they needed to do that, because the Ultramen were just a distraction. We'll get into that.
Well, no, they ended up beating the crap out of every single one anyway.
No.
Oh, they totally did.
Well, watch it again. We'll see what happens.
I'll watch it again. I'll show you the bodies.
All right. So, Amanda Waller
Yes.
then comes in and gives marching orders. Before they leave, though, there's a really tender moment between Galatea and Dr. Hamilton.
Oh my god, this moment.
You can see how she views him as a father figure and he views her as a daughter.
Yeah.
And it's really sweet.
I feel like
both of them don't quite know how to express their emotions, so they're both left thinking that the other one doesn't quite love them. The animation and voice acting here is out of this world.
It
expresses so much.
I feel like what they were really trying to go with in this scene was to show the relationship and how they viewed each other, and slowly how they come to terms with it. As Galatea puts on a tough act, of course, but then finds the time to still kind of come out of her shell and appreciate Professor Hamilton. And then he looks at her as she starts to leave, and you saw his face was like a mixture of shock and horror, thinking in a way the image that I was getting was the idea that, oh God, what have I done? Because he almost couldn't bear to watch her go. He kind of realizes that he really does see her as a daughter, and he's sending his daughter off to battle.
But he calls her my daughter at the end of Fearful Symmetry. I think he's already there. I think he's just worried for her life.
I don't know. I feel like he might call her his daughter because of I don't know, just because of code naming, or to make her feel more attached to him. But to then see it, really work in such a way is scary to him.
Yeah,
he realizes that he's also attached to her.
The hug was really moving.
Yeah, it was really nice to see that scene. She's like, oh God, what have I done?
And that's where this show really excels, when it does stuff like that.
Yeah, it makes us care about the villains.
Yeah, and it consistently does that in a way that most expensive scripted television shows don't do. And that's impressive. So, now we cut to the Watchtower, where Steel and Martian Manhunter are working. The Flash reports in, says that not too many are coming to safety not too many Justice Leaguers should come down because it might look like an invasion.
Right.
And that it strikes to the heart of the Justice League.
It was very smart, in all honesty. It gave them a good reason to not explain why they would mobilize more people down at Earth, and why they would have more people up in the Watchtower to fend off all of the Ultramen. It gave them more of a reason to fight at the place where all the combat was going on, to plan that out. It was a very smart move in terms of design.
It also somewhat solves a plot hole that some people have pointed out. That they were saying, because Booster Gold appears both in the rescue scenes in the previous episode and in the Watchtower fight.
Well, he's Booster Gold. He can fucking teleport, man. He's awesome.
He can also time travel, now that I think about it, so that would also fix that problem.
Yeah.
But
hey, have you heard the reasoning as to why Booster Gold can't ever really die?
No.
It's because whenever he fights, he's always fighting in the past. So when his future self, when he dies, because they've had him die in the comics, but he always comes back, because he's never dead in the future.
So he can just keep going back. Nice.
Yeah, he can just keep coming back. Just like a different version of him from the future. Or I think it's just him, but just slightly behind in time or something.
Yeah. So, either way, the reason is they could have sent him back up to have less superheroes there, because they were afraid of too much of a presence. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so Superman, he calls an Original 7 meeting, and they
the
decide...
Original 7.
What?
I love that, because they bring that up.
Yeah.
When Steel was talking to...
Yeah, we'll get to that scene later.
Yeah. Later.
So, it strikes the heart. They go meeting. Wonder Woman offers to get rid of the cannon. Green Lantern agrees. And a nice thing about how he's a little bit more... Normally I would use the word worldly, but I guess universally. How he's got a broader view than the rest of them.
Right.
And I thought that was a nice moment in showing that how he is a whole space sector, not just Earth. So, Superman proposes turning themselves in, and they all agree. So Superman announces the decision to the League, and they leave. En route, they contact Batman.
Oh yeah.
He is not into this plan.
Which is something that you would wonder, you know. Batman was one of the first, and probably the most on that side that was truly fighting for making them seem more human, making them more vulnerable, so that the Justice League wouldn't strike fear in people. They would continue on that strong path of truly what matters with justice, you know. To keep regular humans from not, like, being terrified of them.
Yeah.
And he's the one that's like, fuck no, I'm not letting myself get arrested.
Well, here's the thing. It's a lot easier to kill Batman.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, if Superman's secret identity is revealed, not as big of a deal. Because someone can't just shoot him on a street corner. Batman needs his secret identity. Unlike the other six. So... it kind of makes sense, because you gotta imagine that the government now knows the secret identities of the other six, because they got fingerprinted. And they had to take their masks off and whatnot.
Right,
you know.
right. Well, they make reference to the fact that, what was it? Was it the first season they had? Yeah, it was the first series, where they had the episode where they go to the future.
Yeah.
And they all have to take their masks off.
Yeah, in the first series in Justice League, when when the Flash's like, I don't want to give up my secret identity.
Yeah!
And then Batman goes, Clark Kent, Diana Prince, Wally West,
Bruce Wayne,
John Jones, John Jones, Sierra Hall, John Stewart, and then takes off his mask and goes, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. And Wally's like, Wally's just upset.
Yeah, he's just like, oh.
Your secret identities are much cooler.
Yeah. I love it in the episode where Luthor takes over the Flash.
Oh my god, we'll get to that one. We'll get to that one, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Okay, they contact the Flash, and he's totally in for it. He said the vote was 5-0, and now it's 6-0. Which is kind of sweet. The Flash is so innocent. You can tell he's younger than all the other Leaguers. But he's the heart.
Yeah,
nice.
No, he's definitely he's
very
cocky. He's very, unfiltered in the sense that he doesn't take a serious moment too seriously. But he's probably he's the most pure of them all. Like he has the best intentions.
Yeah.
And that's why I love Wally. He's such a fucking character.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's great.
He's quite possibly the strongest character in all of superhero-dom. Like, I don't care what you say about Superman, but what we see with Wally that happens in the next two fucking episodes, oh my god.
Yeah, they kind of Deus Ex Machina him, but that's okay. So, Batman and Wonder Woman argue, and it just shows us once again why they have such good chemistry. We haven't gotten a good Batman Wonder Woman scene in a while, but damn the chemistry there.
Damn the chemistry.
Kevin Conroy and I think it's Susan Eisenberg.
Eisenberg. Huh?
I think that's who plays Wonder Woman. I've got it right here. Let me look it up. And Susan Eisenberg. They really play off each other well. Yeah, Susan Eisenberg. Always impressed with how they play off each other.
She definitely plays a good Wonder Woman. She makes it very believable that she's just an incredibly strong character that always gets Batman. She gets under Batman's skin all the time. And it's so good.
Yes. I love
Kevin Conroy has just always been a fucking good Batman.
I love every Wonder Woman scene. So, where is it? And I love how at the end, Wonder Woman just goes, you know, that went better than I expected. Just love that. So, Superman and the others surrender. The General lets the Justice League walk in without cuffs, which is, it's a nice moment.
Understandable, because, like, what the hell would that have done?
Also, you know, putting Superman in handcuffs is kind of like expecting a Chinese finger trap to hold a mass murderer.
Or an elephant.
Yeah.
Putting Superman in handcuffs is just another reason for Superman to show us that he's better than us.
Yes.
So
if
he flexes slightly, we're all fucked.
Yeah. So Supergirl and Steel discuss the Justice League turning themselves in. Supergirl's angry, but Steel reassures her.
Yeah.
Tells us what Steel says here, I think, is really a good statement about the show.
It's sweet, but it doesn't really make much sense, in my opinion. He ends it with "they're special," which was kind of like, it's not because they're the strongest, it's not because they're the first, it's because they're special. And then he explains it's because they understand more about justice, which I think is really what it should have been. But saying it's because they're special is just kind of a lame thing to say, in my opinion.
I thought it was really beautiful. I remember him saying that, and I love how Supergirl is so young. And how the other characters, everyone in the league, down to the last person you meet, always looks out for her, and the younger members of the league, like Captain Marvel. Everybody makes an effort to mentor these young heroes. It's really beautiful, I think. I don't know. Also, he says there are 60 people up on the watchtower. So, assuming 2/3 of the league is up at the watchtower at any time, which I think is a reasonable assumption, because people live there and they want to keep people in reserve for crises. That would mean that there are 97 members of the league, because you have half again of 60, which is 90, and then the 7 originals.
Right.
So, that's kind of cool, and it would explain why they had to have 3-digit passcodes.
Yeah, I like that too, is the fact that they literally started from 1.
Yeah.
They didn't use, like, random numbers, which most definitely they could have.
Yeah.
They could have held some kind of secret meanings within those numbers, The designers could have made them, like, I don't know, zip codes or whatever.
Yeah.
But they started them from 1. Which is interesting,
Yeah. So this
making it kind of like a Kids Next Door thing.
Yeah. Underrated show. So they then see Galatea's invasion force. They put them in missiles, which is kind of awesome. Also, they don't depressurize the watchtower for some reason. Totally okay with that plot hole. I think you're supposed to imply that the missiles, they just dig in and then they kind of reseal it. Because you see air come out and then it stops coming out, so.
Yeah, there's like a bit of resealing. Also, you have to wonder, those missiles were huge.
Yeah.
Those things were fucking huge. And then they were really tiny when they hit, and then they became huge again because of, like, spacing and, I don't know, inability to properly draw things. But, like, why didn't they shoot regular missiles at them, for one? And 2, how come they didn't notice these missiles coming at them long before?
Well, because they didn't have any proximity alarms.
But, like, well, all right, they were down.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. Yeah, they were down and they didn't have any real defenses. Okay, so that makes sense.
So, then the Ultramen come out and attack the League.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Wow. The only way they would be able to attack them truly without having any kind of proper defenses would be for them to have gone into a complete necessary reboot, which would have reason for why Lex Luthor shot the cannon down, which would just totally fry their system. It's actually it plays out very well.
Lex Luthor, they don't play Lex Luthor short here. A lot of stories, they don't have a good plan for Luthor, so they just do something convoluted and say he's a genius. and you're just supposed to believe that he's a genius. Here,
Right.
this is a good plan. Everything flows together. There aren't logical inconsistencies. You could see why the League makes each decision. I like it. So, so the Ultramen come out and attack the League. Galatea commands from the back, which I think fits her character. I had some questions about that. Whether
for her to come in as her own or what?
for her to lead from the back, for her to use the Ultramen as a distraction.
I don't know if it was her leading from the back. I think it was just her wanting to go and find. She wanted to find a Supergirl. She wanted to seek her out. So it wasn't her leading. She had her own insidious plan from the beginning. She had her own hidden agenda, as they discussed later on. That's why she came in from the back, because she wanted to find Supergirl and prove herself.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, she does. She talks about that as she's sinking her fist constantly into Supergirl's face. Okay. Oh my god, that one moment where she like pulls her hair back and slugs her in the gut. I felt that. Holy shit.
It's great animation.
Oh my god, it was fantastic.
Now we cut to Batman breaking into Cadmus.
Call it a cat.
And then he immediately defeats General Hardcastle. Like, he's not even looking. He just throws a no-look batarang and knocks the gun out of his hand.
Oh my god, that was so funny. Holy shit. I watched that scene again and again. Batman just walks in, we need to talk. Doesn't even look. Hurls the batarang and hits the gun square on. And he's walking up. Batman doesn't even, like, wheel back. He just, like, puts his hand out in front and says, you're walking into this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then I love how Amanda Waller just looks at him.
Yeah.
He's got a foot on her. He can kill her in 12 ways. She just looks straight at him and goes, what did you do?
Yeah.
As if he was the one at fault.
Oh my god.
Oh.
It's that look at her face is like, well, I guess this is happening now.
Yeah.
There is not much of anything else that I can do right here.
Yeah. So, he points out the faulty logic in her system, shows her real respect. The basic premise here is that if he shows her logic, she's going to do the right thing. That's a serious compliment.
I don't know. I actually felt like he was mad at her, and
he was mad at her.
He was forcing her to see it his way, not really showing her respect.
I thought the way he did it was a big show of respect.
I wanted to
because his basic premise was that if she just had all the facts, she would come to the same conclusion as him because the two of them are smart enough to do it.
The wording came in a way like whenever, in politics, whenever people yell at each other, and you assume your point is the right one, you always kind of talk down. I feel like she was kind of he was pushing her to see his viewpoint.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I thought it was pretty respectful. I think this Batman, every scene with Batman and Amanda Waller is pure gold. I want to see a Batman series
where it's
with
just
Amanda
those
Waller
two talking for hours.
What?
Where it's just those two talking for hours, and it's narrated by Morgan Freeman and Christopher Walken.
Oh my god.
That would be fantastic.
Everything about that
would be wonderful. We see Batman is talking to Amanda Waller. I don't know what he's going to say, but he looks kind of mad.
So
I don't know.
Batman and Amanda Waller have tea would be a fantastic show.
Take it as you want.
I would watch the shit out of Batman and Amanda Waller have tea on Tuesdays.
What would they talk about? They would just talk about anything, and it would still be amazing.
It would be like Seinfeld, except with way more dying. So.
Way more dying?
Yes. Like millions of innocent people. Because, this is the DC universe, and...
Right, of course. Oh, yeah, people die all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Never in the goddamn fucking Marvel universe, because when they die, it's time bullets, or when they die, they get sent to another universe or a world or something. I'm sure there's loads of things that happen when they die, but whenever someone major dies, they always just like poof away.
I love Amanda Waller's thing that Batman goes, "You must know he's got his own agenda. He wants to be president. That's agenda enough for anyone. Almost anyone."
Yeah, right? It's like, he wants to be president. And we, of course, know that's not true. So we're just waiting for Batman to be like, nah, he wants so much more.
Although, I wish they had just changed that one line there. It goes, "Someone took control of our fusion cannon by remote control. There are maybe 3 people on Earth smart enough to pull that off.
And
2 of them were on the watchtower." I wish you'd said 2 of them are in this room. I think that would have been better.
2 of them are in this room.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then, like, have him punch General Hardcastle again or something.
Yeah, just like go over and punch him again.
Yeah. No. Like, General Hardcastle attacks him and he just, like, hits him without looking.
Oh, what's it called?
Just to show that it's very clearly not General Hardcastle.
He just like does it over the back of his head.
Yeah.
Which would make no sense, like, as to how you would have to. Why would their face be like right there? But whatever.
Yeah. So that's fantastic. It's a great scene, though. We go back to the Watchtower now, and they're fighting Ultimen. It's awesome animation. The battle scene here is so cool. It's real fluidity with lots of heroes. They all have distinct powers. There's 1 or 2 production inconsistencies here, but you don't really notice them. So, the teamwork the heroes show is really impressive. Repeatedly, they're on the ropes, but they save each other. The Ultimen don't have nearly the same coordination.
Yeah, they're just throwing themselves at each other.
It's
Although they show a bit of coordination later on, only to prove a point.
They do have coordination, but there's a difference between coordination and teamwork, I would say.
Right. They have coordination as units being thrown out as an attack, which is pretty much what makes sense with Galatea controlling them, you know? They do have one moment where the Red Tornado is versing 3 of the the young Asian-looking
I know who you're talking.
tornado guy. Yeah, he fights 3 of them at once, and like it was this part is to just prove a point where it just starts to show all of the superheroes starting to come back, starting to push back in the fight, and it was so cool. Oh my god. My favorite scene in this entire episode is when each one of the regular people, the regular human workers in purple, gets put together in one kind of like a shed, you know, for protection. Yeah. And so, what was it? One of the Wonder Twin characters like rips through the door and like starts walking very intimidatingly towards them, turns into a T-Rex, and they're all like gasping in like fear. And then 2 in the front get this like wicked look in their eyes, like, no, we're going to stand up to you. We work for superheroes. And they all rush her. Oh my god, I loved that scene. They showed nothing else after that, but it was so fucking funny.
Yes. So, yeah, that was fantastic. The fight scene here is really top quality. So, then Steel notices that there's something strange going on in the reactor, and he goes to look. A group of Ultimen actually run across the same task force group as Task Force X. It's, what is it? It's Vigilante, Shining Knight, Atom Crusher, Smasher, sorry. It's just a really nice touch.
There was Wildman for a few seconds, actually.
Yeah, and Guano Beast was in there.
Guano Beast was in there? I missed him.
Yeah, he was in there.
Where, can you remember?
The Creeper was in there. Guano Beast was he was in the sort of background, but in the middle. He jumped.
Oh, was he the one where, I actually think he was the one that was just like on the floor. When, what was it? Black Panther. Not Black Panther, God. Black Cat. Wildcat? Cat something?
Wildcat,
Angry old guy?
No, he's before that. He's in the beginning of the fight scene.
Oh, okay.
It's not important.
When Angry Old Guy and Hawk were all like back to back, and they just started beating everyone up, and then they jumped one of the Chuck guys.
Yeah.
The crazy.
Also, Dr. Midnight's in here, which is kind of cool.
I missed so many people. I wanted to see Dr. Midnight.
Yeah.
Dr. Midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a fantastically well-worded name.
Fire and Ice were there. There were a lot of cool people. I'm not going to.
Oh yeah, Fire and Ice are always there. They have a much more prominent representation in the next season, but they show up quite a few times.
Yeah, that was like I don't think they've spoken yet, but they appear a bunch of times. So let's go. So a group of. So I like to think that that group from Task Force X, they're friends, and they just hang out all the time. So when they were invaded, they were just hanging out.
You're right.
And then they fought together. And it works out a little better for them than it did in Task Force X.
Oh, yeah.
So Supergirl hasn't heard from Steel in a while, so she goes down to look into him, and she finds Galatea beating him to death. Which isn't very nice of her.
Oh, yeah.
So,
oh my God, that was also like she pretty much just crushed him at one point in time, and I was just like, he's dead.
She broke his gigantic steel hammer.
Yeah.
His unbreakable gigantic steel hammer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, we also forgot to mention the fact that the Huntress and the Question show up for a very brief amount of time, showing us that the Question is fine as he hits
he defeats a Ultimate with a bedpan. That was awesome.
Yeah. With pretty much a toilet in his hands. And then, as they're being backed up into a corner, guess who shows up and does fantastic things?
Who, Elliot?
It's Captain fucking Trader Pants over there.
Captain Adam does the assist, yeah.
Yeah, and with the assist, shooting goddamn lasers.
He's firing his laser.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we all know that he's okay now, too.
Yeah.
Everyone's okay. Everyone's amazing and lovely and beautiful.
So, Galatea then reveals her plan. She's going to blow up the reactor. All the Ultimate are just a distraction. Which I thought was a decent plan by her. Just keep the Justice League busy. You don't need to win. Because I'm going to blow them up and they're all going to die in the vacuum of space.
You're going to judge more plans?
No, I thought this was a good plan.
Right.
I would call this a Batman level plan.
A Batman level plan.
Yeah. Totally Batman level. Okay. So. It's a good plan. Gotta find my place now. Yeah, so she says the Cadmus party line to Supergirl, and Supergirl just calls her on it. She just says, yeah, you don't care. You just want to kill me. And Galatea pretty much agrees. So,
Jesus. Like, even when she was getting the shit kicked out of her, she had her head. Like, I really like that, because it kind of shows that she's grown in a way. And like, every episode that has her after this, she's not very childlike, or as much as she was before.
She has a great arc throughout this show.
Oh,
she doesn't appear too often, but she's a great arc. It reminds me of Joey in Digimon 02. Was it Joey? He was the scaredy cat one in the first one.
I don't know. I can't remember names.
All right. He was the tall one. He has the water-based Zukomon or something like that. Doesn't matter. He gets more character development in 2 episodes of the 52-episode series.
Does he really? Wait,
7 of the 8 main characters do.
Isn't he the one that has, like, his mom is dying or something, and that's why he wants to become a doctor?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's the one who's on route to become a doctor.
Yeah.
But, whatever. He gets fantastic character development in 2 episodes, and Supergirl kind of gets the same treatment.
Right.
That you don't see her much, but damn, they milk every single moment, and it's fantastic. Okay. So, Amanda Waller, we cut now to Amanda Waller with the surviving Cadmus board of directors. While Amanda Waller looks into Lex Luthor, he fooled them. Amanda Waller is so freaking cool. Just once again, she's fantastic. She's so in charge, even when she's been fooled. There is no doubt who's in charge.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. She wasn't particularly in charge because I want to say Lex Luthor has a bit more in terms of power than her, because he's probably the smartest character in the DC universe. He's currently super strong for some reason. And he's very maniacal and only working for himself, while Amanda Waller is working for a supposedly good cause.
Yeah. She certainly has some conventional morality holding her back. So, Galatea beats Supergirl some more, which I'm sure is very pleasant for her, but she keeps her head, like you said, it shows her maturity. Steel saves her, but he's hurt even further in the process. But he still manages to let Supergirl know about the reboot. Supergirl manages to find some hidden reservoir of strength, holds her off just long enough to let the reactor start up again, and then uses Galatea as a power conduit. And it turns out that a nuclear power plant can defeat a Kryptonian.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, giant watts of energy shooting through your body. Yeah. Probably will do it, So
after the success of Supergirl's power conduit strategy, as we saw, the Ultimen were controlled by her welded-on device.
Right.
And now that was blown up by the nuclear power plant full of radiation.
The thing is, as we go to the scene where the power is booted back on, we see heaps of bodies everywhere.
That's because they all collapsed because her thing broke.
No, the Ultramen were all defeated.
They weren't defeated.
They were totally... Hold on, because before that, we also see piles of, what do you call it? Piles of,
Of Ultimen.
No. Of the big one, the giant one. We saw piles of the giant one being chucked on top of each other. So, very, very... Oh, was that after? No, that was totally before.
You're supposed to think that they collapsed after Galatea.
No, we were supposed to think that was the entire bit. We were supposed to think that the superheroes had this.
They didn't have this. It was an even fight.
Oh, they totally did. With every scene that came before of them starting to fight back.
Okay, maybe they were winning.
But, they were winning so good.
But I
will fight you on every single chance with this, because there are so many scenes of the superheroes completely one-upping everyone. There was such a surge of victory for the superheroes over the Ultramen that was completely one-sided after the half of the episode. We see 3 of them not being able to take down 1. We see piles of bodies being formed by them on, they were just taking out the giants with ease. Even the ones that were sick were getting beaten up. It wasn't them all collapsing. It was very clearly them all having beaten them, all the victory. Okay, hold on. I have the scene right here where as she's zapping her with the conduit, and her head thing explodes, and she's just whatever. We still see Red Tornado and Black Cat or Wildcat standing on a pile of the fucking the Enochuck guys, standing on these guys they were completely wiped out, and there was nothing that they could have done. They had absolutely slaughtered the Ultramen, and just because her conduit, her little thing had exploded at that one moment, does not stop the fact that all of these people were completely taken out. I think the conduit starting was the whole thing with the power turning back on. It wasn't just her being able to control them. That was what it was supposed to show, the power coming back on, because then it had a little funny joke where everyone's like, yeah, the power's back on. And then the power goes off because it's short-circuited, and everyone's like, oh, the power's off. Yeah. But they were clearly winning this fight after a while.
I think maybe they were winning, but I think they were defeated because of Supergirl.
I don't think so. I definitely think that Supergirl stopped them from getting any farther, but they definitely the superheroes had the upper hand. After the initial surprise attack, they totally turned it all around.
I mean, they perhaps had the upper hand, but I think they were defeated by Galactic.
Fighting back. That was the whole thing. We're supposed to show that, these superheroes are doing courageous, wonderful things. Even us humans can do that too. That was the whole emotion behind this scene, or behind this episode, was pushing it onto the superheroes, being courageous and fighting for good. And I will like 100% fight you on this. I will totally like one-sided in my belief system that this episode is supposed to be saying that the superheroes could win in the end every time.
I will agree to disagree.
Yeah, well, I'll agree that your sink is on fire. Because I've set it on fire. I snuck into your house and lit a fire in your sink, which can be very easily taken out.
Okay, I'm gonna continue on. We cut now to Lex Luthor's lab, where Lex Luthor is making an Amazo suit for his very own.
Yeah.
Batman
and
comes
find out
in.
That he loves to talk to himself.
Batman comes in and he's figured it out.
Free tech support.
He's figured it out. About Lex Luthor's plan, about everything. He throws a batarang at the suit to blow it up.
Oh,
and Lex Luthor catches a freaking exploding batarang.
Oh,
and just crushes it.
And just it just explodes in his hand, and he just looks back at Batman, who is stunned, but he keeps going.
Yeah, Batman, he's stunned, but he's not phased. He's like, okay, I've defeated Bigger, I've defeated Batter. Bane broke my back that one time.
Yeah, right. Bam.
So
Bane shattered my ribcage.
Yeah. So that happened. But now that I think about it, maybe it was actually a nano disassembling batarang and not an explosive batarang, and that's why he could do that?
If that was a nano disassembling batarang, his fucking hand would have been vaporized.
No, it wouldn't have.
Oh,
because the nano disassembling would only destroy nanotech.
Excuse me, but as we very much see what happens later on to Lex Luthor, what is he made of?
Not nanotech, he's made of Brainiac particles.
He's made of, I would say Brainiac is made of nanotech, but we're getting ahead of ourselves.
But Brainiac is immune to those nanotech weapons that would destroy the Amazos and Amazo.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure, I don't know.
I thought nanotech weapons were basically a computer virus, and a computer virus isn't going to harm Brainiac.
Well, it was very much not a computer virus. That shit melted.
I thought that was because the nanotech bots fell apart, because they had the computer virus.
No, there was sizzling, melting, the chair melted. The chair melted. I'm pretty sure the chair wasn't made of nanotech.
I think it's just the nanotech melted over the...
No,
chair.
The whole fucking chair thing melted. Everything melted.
Okay.
She shot a giant flaming laser thing, okay?
Alright. So then Lex Luthor attacks Batman. Batman puts up a great fight. He's clearly a better fighter than Lex Luthor.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah,
Lex Luthor has crazy strength.
Punches.
And he just kind of bowls through. He even is apparently immune to poison gas now. So, Batman puts up a much better fight than the Question.
Well, I don't think
the result is the same.
Gas. It was probably knockout gas.
Knockout gas, yes.
But still, he's immune to that.
Yeah. So, he throws Batman out the window. And then Batman's about to die. But he's saved by a mysterious savior.
Oh, yeah, mysterious.
Then Amanda Waller comes in and uses the nano disassembling gun from the episode The Return to destroy the body. Lex Luthor is furious and attacks Amanda Waller. He knocks her down and taunts her. I love that. He's like, let's see, what did he say? Did you think you would be enough to take me out?
Oh, yeah. I love what she says,
Yeah.
too. I was honestly thinking that she was going to say, the whole, no, that's why I brought them. But she goes, no, yeah, I thought I could take you out, but just in case, I had backup.
Yeah, and I love how the Flash just goes, ta-da!
Yeah, it's like, what's up? Oh my god, that was Of course, the Flash would be the one to start talking too.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And Superman is just a little bit too happy about Lex being evil. Like, he's got that serious face on, but you can tell he's smiling on the inside. So, that was great. But then when all appears to be going well, he transforms into a Brainiac Lex Luthor hybrid. Dun dun dun! End of episode.
God, he starts groaning and screaming as his body contorts, ripping like massive tendrils from his arms as pylons just stab through his back, and he becomes this horrendous looking thing. And he starts talking in a weird voice while his face is confused, like he doesn't understand what's going on. And you can clearly see like some fucked up shit's happening and he has no idea what it is. And that was an amazing plot twist. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
No, it's great. Nothing bad to say about it. It's one of the better twists in superhero fiction.
Superhero history-dom.
Yeah. And honestly, I kind of wish I had a more Amanda Waller-centric story, but this is a fantastic twist, and you don't complain when you get something fantastic. So, this is what we got, and I really couldn't be happier. Then
it was just, oh my god. I can't even, and like the next episode just makes it even better.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The fight that happens after that, it's a little saddening because of how it's just, like the single episode, but it's a perfect ending. Holy shit.
You know what I was thinking would have been really cool?
Yeah?
If the Suicide Squad, or at least a couple members of the Suicide Squad,
came back or something?
Came back for this episode, and they were like the field generals.
What do you mean?
Like, they were the field generals, and then Galatea.
Oh, right.
Was doing the sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just having her commanding all of them, if it was like...
yeah, because we never really see those guys ever again.
Yeah, we never see them again. And they say it's 5 years, but...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whichever. I mean, like, it was to prove a point, but it would have... But that's a thing. It was to prove a point, and to show off certain fun characters, but it made me want to see more of those characters. I liked Captain Boomerang. I really enjoyed seeing, I always forget his name, but the Clock guy.
Clock King.
It was just the Clock King?
Yeah, he's a Green Arrow villain.
Oh, is he? Oh.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him once. I think the one that this one is based off of was an episode in the Batman cartoon.
Yeah, a lot of them are also Batman villain. Like, Clock King is also a Batman villain, and...
Yeah.
Captain Boomerang's a Flash villain.
Yeah, I know Captain Boomerang is a Flash villain. I don't think he's ever done anything with Batman.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, whichever. Still.
Plastique is a Batman villain, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe that one guy who commented will once again correct me.
And he shall be our saving grace.
Yes. So, random guy who once commented once. If you can correct us, that'd be nice.
Do it again, please. It makes us feel better about doing this. But regardless,
yes.
The reveal was crazy. And, like, what a great cliffhanger. Because we see that none of the characters have any idea what's going on. All of the characters are freaking out. And I'm very certain that, the viewers are also freaking out.
Yeah.
They've just seen this man, just kind of explode. I feel like, what's his name? Superman really should have shown a bit more indulgence with seeing Batman. I mean, oh my God, seeing Batman, seeing Brainiac. I feel like he should have been a bit more shocked instead of just saying Brainiac. Like, oh man, it's Brainiac. It should have been, holy shit, it's Brainiac.
Yeah, I think weird shit happens to Superman all the time.
Yeah, probably.
I think at this point, if you told him he won the lottery, he'd be like, oh, cool.
Yeah, Brainiac.
If you told him he actually had 23 children who are all age 57, he'd be like, oh, okay.
Brainiac.
If you told him Brainiac had risen from the grave, he'd be like, Brainiac.
Brainiac.
Like, just nothing surprises this guy at this point.
Whatever.
So,
Alright, so Amanda Waller.
A big
You wanna get
question.
into that big question?
What makes her such a good villain? I think it's just how human she is. That
Right.
we deal with all of these. She's the Batman of villains. All the other heroes have these big things. Lex Luthor is the most intelligent man on Earth. Grodd has his crazy monkey stuff. Tala has her magic. Amanda Waller, she's smart, she's tough, but she's not a genius like Lex is. She's not a world shaper.
Well, she's not a genius like Lex is because no one's a genius like Lex is.
Yeah.
She is a genius in her own right.
No, she's a genius. But everyone's a genius. They're like a dime a dozen in the DC universe. Like, regular geniuses are laughed at by the Lex Luthors of the world.
Right.
But here's the thing. But she's smart in her own way. She has that street smarts that you just love her. She's the Batman of villains. And in many ways she's right. She's on her own crusade that is in many ways as morally gray as some of the darker Batman or Green Arrow moments. So, I really think that she doesn't get enough press and attention. And maybe she will now that Suicide Squad's coming out. She'd be I would love it if they did Suicide Squad and made her the villain.
I think what's happening is they might be building up for more movies like that with Amanda Waller. We didn't get much of anything of her in the trailer, from what I remember. I think she just kind of is. You know, she's the one that brings out the idea. But I think she's going to be like a quick-witted, you know, like a fast-talking woman. But I so want her to be this cold, hardened badass that she is in this show, in this series, where it's not like, you know, I'm going to talk down to you because you're stupid. It's, I'm going to talk down to you because I'm your superior, and there is nothing that you can do otherwise.
Yeah.
There is no changing the fact that I am better than you, and I will make sure you know it every single moment of your life.
And I hope they don't, like, give her a fight scene or anything. Like, I think Amanda Waller is
maybe have her, like, shoot
more
a gun.
threatening when you could kill her as easily as snapping your fingers. But doing so
it's never going to happen.
Would be a huge mistake for you.
Oh, yeah.
That she might not be physically imposing. Like, if they do, like, an Amanda Waller who's, like, thin and in shape and can hold her own against C-list superheroes or something.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a real shame. I want this Amanda Waller who's clearly overweight, who's overworked, and who just is unstoppable.
She's the goddamn
Head of Cadmus.
She is a power woman.
Yeah.
And, like, just such a fucking phenomenal character. She's so strong in the sense that she controls so, like Lex Luthor is almost subhuman. He's intelligent to the point where it's an impossibility.
Yeah.
He's so good at what he does to the point where it's like, you know, all he can be is a villain. But Amanda Waller is such a possibility. Like, this is just the perfection of a human brain. This is how conniving and strategic a mind can be, and it's fantastic to think about that.
Yeah. So, remember, DC writers, we demand more Amanda Waller. And not like that Young Justice, she's like a warden thing.
Right.
I want some real damn Amanda Waller.
Yeah, that was really...
That was a shame.
Yeah.
Because she would have been perfect for the Young Justice universe.
Was she really her?
Imagine if she was in the light.
Yeah, that'd be cool. If she was a part of the light.
Yeah. So
Maybe season 3, huh?
maybe in season 3.
Yeah, season 3.
But
Maybe.
no, she can't be because they removed her for Hugo Strange, who's part of the Light.
Well, maybe she comes back or something. Who knows? She's a man.
It'd be cool if she like worked for the League worked with the League as part of Cadmus. No, but Cadmus is part of the Light in the Young Justice universe, huh? It'd be cool if she like took over Cadmus from the Light, and then was a separate threat to the League, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I really can't say or even try to predict what they would try to do with all the crazy characters and how the Light are working with Darkseid. Like, holy shit! How can you even begin to start thinking about how Young Justice is going to continue from season 2? And
yeah, I hope they don't bring Wally back, which I love him. He's such a good character, but it will be so much of a better story if they don't bring him back.
I don't know. I feel like I would be totally fine with it if they did.
Look, you could do it well, but I would love a season arc of Artemis, like, getting over him.
Oh, shit, man.
Like, that would be incredible.
That'd be so touching and sad.
It would be, yeah. And her dealing with real emotional trauma. And that is a show that can do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's on Netflix. They don't have, like, TV bosses to please. If the writers want to do it, they can do it.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be great. But we'll see. Any final words on this episode?
Holy shit. I'm gonna need a doggy bag for the next one and a fresh pair of pants.
And a lot of exclamation points.
Yes. A lot of exclamation points. A nice bag full of exclamation points.
Yes. Okay. So people, for next week, get your exclamation points prepped as we enter Divided We Fall.